Hello there folks, SeKo Starcraft bringing you a pro replay. I think this is just Grandmaster's replay. Forgot Warpgate. Perhaps they were playing a best of series, but we got Grubby up against Neeb. They must have played a game before this, otherwise I don't expect they'd be talking. Grubby, haven't cast one of his games in a long time, and Neeb is somebody I've actually been hearing a lot of hype about. I don't know if it's, and I don't like buying into hype, particularly in kind of a gaming sense, until I see people really kick butt, because I just feel like it jinxes people. But as a Terran player, up and coming, looking forward to some cool stuff. I don't know if he's got a team yet. Somebody will have to let me know if that's the case. Grubby's got his own team, and that guy came out of Warcraft 3 with probably just wheelbarrowfuls of money and just threw it around and just went super baller. Anywho, it is a 4-player map. And I'm having some summerberry cider because it is very sweet and nobody else really wanted to drink it, so it's left over and I'm having it, and it still allows me to feel good about myself. Looks as though the Terran, there he is, I was about to say maybe for a command center first, but no, he's going to throw down a barracks. If this was some sort of series and he just won, sometimes it's nice to play standard and not greedy, because you will sometimes run into people that will play aggressive and not standard. And then if you're greedy, you just get run over. On this side, kind of expecting a Warpgate expand. We'll see. That just seems to be pretty common these days. SCV is out nice and early. We'll see what's going on. Protoss players not scouted at all yet. Gas is on the way. Too late to suggest that a Reaper will be happening. And the way that his rally is going, it looks like what he wants to do is go throw down a bunker and expand pretty soon, but still consider teching up behind that, which is wise, I would consider. All the pylons are in the base. Cybernetics core is down. Still no scouts yet out of the Protoss player. I wonder if this is going to be for a warp gate here soon. He's got 3-on-1 gas. Sometimes that's indicative of an Oracle-based play. I am uncertain. And you can get a lot of damage in with an Oracle if you just hit somebody that's trying to macro too hard. They might have like a couple of Marines in a bunker and nothing else. You'll just clear house. So much fun. Good times all around. Gas is rolling along. The orbital command's already finished. Should be throwing down a factory here pretty soon. Block it. Oh. Sometimes that'd be cute. Just throw down like a supply depot or something just in the nick of time. Just to F with people a little bit. It will be an expansion before Mothership Core, but the Mothership Core is close behind in case there was some sort of Reaper play. Couple of Marines out that will deal with any scouting that comes out of the Protoss player. Maybe Grubby knows the timing well enough. He's just scouting cross map immediately. Sometimes based on the time that people get to, you might say, well, that means he's got to be cross spawned just because of that. Grubby does not care for reaction speed and or saving his units. It will be a reactor that's finished up before we get a factory. And that's sometimes nice, just so we can get out a few extra Marines in case it is an Oracle play. Sometimes throwing down an engineering bay and a bunch of turrets doesn't seem as practical as a few units that can actually shoot at things. Stalker is just going to run back and forth for a while. It's a machine. I think it's got the soul of a zealot into it, but it kind of looks like a bit of a blend of those portal turrets with just a couple of extra legs. So I don't really consider them to have souls. Marines just bouncing around a little bit. The Nexus is going to be done a little bit quicker here for our Protoss friend. Yeah, it's actually going to be Hellions. Sometimes you see this kind of play if you want to go for a drop, like you drop maybe Widow Mines and Marines in the main, and then you run in with Hellions to the natural. Sometimes you can get ridiculous amounts of damage done if you catch a Protoss player snoozing or just going for too much tack. Mothership Core does not have any kills, and actually is forced to run home. And I'm sure that's not what Grubby wanted to do, but it costs 100 minerals, 100 gas to get one of these. I don't think he was really willing to lose that just out of pride. Maybe he lost more pride if he lost it, but just saying. Marines on the high ground. Stalkers will not be able to poke up there, though, getting shot a lot of times. And yes, he will not go further. Let's look at the economy. Protoss is up by 9 workers. But there's mules. So income-wise, I'm assuming that that's actually a pretty good lead. No, now it's switched places. It depends on when those mules bounce back or not. A lot more gas coming out from our Protoss player. So Terran's still on 1 gas? He is. The beauty of the mega Hellions. This one Hellion got left behind. No, he's coming. He'll get there eventually. And another command center. Hellions do kill stalkers. So nice to know. Obs is out. Now there's no wall off here. There's not much for units. Sometimes Hellions means that you're about to get dropped. Perhaps why the mothership core is off to one side. It will not have a photon overcharge in time. This is actually a good chunk of units here. There's no stim or anything like that. Does save that they're medevac. Didn't actually get a ton of damage done on this there. Killed off maybe a stalker or two, but I think that Grubby's got this pretty well in hand. Well, I got a few probes there. 6 probes. Is it totally worth it? Well, he's evened up the economy a lot. Right now, they're almost identical in economy. And he does have a 3rd CC down. So maybe Neeb knows a little bit more what he's doing here. It didn't seem that way originally. This observer does see everything. And Neeb has no idea right now. Does he even... Losing that's kind of sucky. There's 2 observers in his base. Looks like 1 dies. Can he see that second? Wow. I did not see that thing. Impressive. Blink is on the way. Now, this isn't a lot of damage for the Protoss player, particularly when there's medevacs overhead. Good number of units. The thing was what Neeb really has to do is hold out until these bunkers finish. He's already got SCVs pulled to keep himself alive. Snipes the Viking. I think that was kind of clever. I don't think there's a Colossus play necessarily lined up behind this. Is there a pylon across the map? There isn't, so there's not really... that sucks. Losing medevacs is less fun. Did lose himself a sentry during that. A lot of hurt stalkers in here. Not too worried. Now, it's just more interesting if Neeb does not know that this Nexus is down. Does not. So he doesn't know if it's some really strong 2-base play, or it's going to be for more of an expand. And behind this, we see Grubby teching up huge. He's got himself the Templar Archives on the way. Blink's about to finish. More gates. What's +1 armor? Right on. And Immortals. Now, Stim is finished, so he's actually unfortunately going to lose a few things. He has 5 seconds off of Blink being finished. And he saves it at the last second there. And he'll just go to a watchtower. That's a cool place to hang out. The kids like it. It's sparkly. Now, this is very interesting. I hate this base because it's so easy to just come up here and do crazy things. Ooh, a couple of Lyouts here. Checking it out. And that's interesting. He is going to throw a bunker at the top. I actually like that a lot. Just to make sure that Zealot run-bys have just a little bit of a harder time. I also like cannon rushing up here as a Protoss player sometimes. Like, oh, they don't know. Throw down a pylon and then like just 4 quick cannons. And it actually costs a lot to come up there and bust through that. Terran player's upgrades. Is he only on 1 engineering bay? I think he is. I think the Protoss player is only on 1 forge. First upgrade is finished, so he's now at 1-1, whereas a Terran player I think is just at +1 alone. Yes. +1 armor, still a while off. Zealot legs and Storm on the way, and even more gateways. I've seen Grubby as somebody that likes his gateway-based armies. Concussive shells, like to chop a few people up. Now Storm's about to finish. Once again, cool cannon at the top. Both these guys are gearing up for the late game and don't want to lose to something stupid. A drop of Marines with a stim pack up here will also kill a ton of probes before he can even react. Scan shows that there's not stuff he really wants to deal with. This isn't a really huge army. Storm is ready, by the way. So we'll see if these stalkers want to blink in. No, they actually blink back. This army is enough to slaughter the Terran army. The upgrades are also... No, it's actually now tied. It is 2-2 on the way. Pretty good storm. These units are a little tossed salad on that one, that's for sure. And secondary army is about to run in the front, and there's nothing here to deal with this. Yeah, there's a Terran army dying over here. I get that. But on this side, Neeb's actually getting in a lot of extra damage here that I don't think he necessarily should have. This Nexus will go down. The overcharge will happen, but it'll get killed before anything else. Terran army just runs the Protoss army into a corner. Kills a mothership core. And he's actually going to pick up and just get the hell out of there. Now, I think Grubby's going to go for a huge attack now. He is quite a ways behind. He lost his Nexus. Lost the mothership core. Big warp in of High Templars. Another base. That's really aggressive. Surprising from Neeb. I would have thought he'd throw down some bunkers just because of how likely it is that we're about to see a big push from the Protoss player. Does focus down a couple of the... No, save your stuff. Archons bust right through that junk. Now this is important for Grubby here. He doesn't have any storms, but he's got a lot of SCVs he could probably kill off. Actually save some of them. Things getting pretty bunched up, but there's no splash damage other than this one Archon here, and it's doing pretty good work. But all the Zealots are getting mopped up. Does need to kill off that Archon. Archon goes down. Supply's pretty even right now. This Protoss army behind these Immortals is making do. Ghost Academy may go down. Yes, it will. No. Go 1 second. Now it's dead. Yeah. Immortals just going to get in the last couple of kills they can. Just to be a baller. Pretty good storms. And he will actually just sneak out of there in time. Let's look at the damage at the end of this. The Protoss is ahead in workers. The Terran, I think, has got really good tech up right now. And it will go for another base. So who's really in the lead? Terran's moving into 3-3. Protoss is on 2-1 with no upgrades right now. Once again, the economy is better for the Protoss player. Grubby's still pumping out damn probes. This is not a great position to attack into. These barracks will actually really help funnel a lot of these Protoss units here. And this isn't a big chunk of army. Well, there's even less army right now for the Terran player. The scan does push Grubby back. He doesn't know that he's getting dropped once again. Hooray. Now the Zealots are good. They have their charge. They have some decent upgrades on the shield, so they'll sit there and last a bit longer. Those storms killed everything. That storm was unnecessary, but cool. But you can look at the production tab. 5 ghosts on the way. 6 Marines, medevac, and another command center with the upgrades. So economy-wise, Neeb is not hurting, even though he's down by 15 workers. Looks like maybe a late-game colossus switch here. That's really cute. I didn't know that worked. Did anybody else notice that worked? Alright, do we have some storms? We have at least some storms in place here. Terran player. That storm only hit a few things. Nice dodge on that one. That got nothing. There's still bad storms. Those storms did not hit what they needed to. Now Neeb's starting to kind of pull away with the economy here. we can see that Grubby is getting down another base. Still up quite a bit in workers, like 18 or so. He just doesn't seem to have the right comp. That's so amazing. I'm going to have to do that. I did not know that worked that way. Learn stuff with SeKo Starcraft. Planetary Fortress, more command centers, lots of bio. Pretty sure there is some, yes we go, some ghosts in that bad boy. Pretty sure Cloak was researched. No, they was not researched. $26 damage versus light. Solid. Ghosts are kind of zoning things out right now. It's a lot of zealots in this mix. That's so many zealots. There is a colossus in the back. Thermal lance is not done. That storm hit a lot of stuff. Those ones hit even more. Let's just see here. Neeb is staying pretty steady in supply. And Grubby is not. Those storms did not help him out enough. And I think as a Protoss player, you sometimes feel like, man, I've got storms. All I gotta do is hit a couple of good ones, and I'm back in this. Let's see if this one can be that. Not quite, unfortunately. GG. Great game out of Neeb. I thought he played that really well. Some great drops in there just to throw off the Protoss player, and just had this amazing production swing, even if his economy was less than his opponent. SeKo Starcraft, thanks everybody for watching, and we'll talk with you later.